My name is Amy Sedman. I'm the Artistic Executive Director of Story District. We are excited to partner with the DC Retail Summit as we showcase the art of storytelling through these amazing DC local businesses. I have the honor of introducing Sarah Frimpong. She is the CEO and founder of Wellfound Foods in Washington, DC. Since 2013, Sarah, also known as Frim, has grown Wellfound from a local food incubator into a full-scale wholesale distributing fresh grab-and-go foods in, today she will be telling a story that touches on the theme of what it has taken to be unbreakable during these incredibly challenging times. With that, welcome Sarah Frimpong.
Hello, suppliers. Effective Wednesday, March 18, the following locations will be temporarily closed. Please suspend all deliveries until further notice. I started my business, Wellfound Foods, to make it easier for people to eat better on the go. Over 7 years, we grew to make thousands of meals at our commissary kitchen in DC that we distributed to our coffee bar and university clients across the city. Building that business took me 7 years, and COVID killed it in 7 days. As our coffee shop and our university clients all closed, 98% of our revenues left with them. In those early weeks of the pandemic, we did everything that we could to pivot. We made meals for at-risk communities. We co-packed powders and supplements for a local brand. We even started and stopped the home delivery service in just 1 week. While 98% of our business was gone, 2% of our business was still going. That 2% was a part of a new business line that we had started a few months earlier in 2019. That year, I had taken a business loan, I dipped into our cash reserves, and I bought 3 refrigerated, tech-enabled vending machines. When everything shut down, we had 1 machine at a convention center. That was the first to go. We had a second machine at a university. That closed soon thereafter. And our last machine was at one of the only places that got busier in a global pandemic, a hospital. In April, reality hit. Our wholesale business wasn't coming back. If we were going to survive, we needed to grow the 2% of our business, the vending business. With bills racking up and with little money in the bank account, I knew that I had to fundraise to do it. I needed $600,000 to buy machines, build software, and have working capital. That would be our 3-part plan to survive the pandemic. Overnight, I became a fundraising expert. I applied for all of the local loans and relief funds, and I started pitching investors. I pitched a lot of investors. I got it down to a science. I would sit at my kitchen table, I put on my nicest button-down shirt, and I deliver my presentation. 2 months, 40 pitches later, I had no money. Now what? I called one of my advisors. Brian, I don't know what to do. I owe more money than I did at the start of the pandemic, and there are no more loans or relief funds that are going to help to stop the bleeding. He paused and he thought. He said to me, Sarah, I believe in you, and I believe in this business. I'm going to write you the first check. That check was the fuel that I needed. While it wasn't going to save Wellfound, what it did was allow us to cross 1 item off of our 3-part plan to survive the pandemic. We started to build our software. After that, it was back to business as usual. I kept pitching with no success until 3 weeks later when I got on the magic call. I was working out of a friend's restaurant that afternoon when I realized that I had a pitch. Give me a half hour, I'll be right back. I'd done this so many times before, and I assumed this would be the status quo. No offers. Still, my business was on the rails. I owed a lot of people money at this point, and I owed Brian money at this point too. So I pushed through. After all, what else could I do? I went to my pre-pitch ritual. I found a quiet corner, I put on my button-down shirt, and I plugged in my computer. I gave my presentation, my advisor and I answered questions, and at the end of the call, we wrapped up to move on to the next one. But then something happened. Instead of saying, thank you so much, we'll follow up, the investor said, this is great, let's do it. I'm going to write you a $200,000 check. We kept our cool, we were very professional on the phone, but as soon as we hung up, we lost it. Can you believe this? Oh my God. This allowed us to cross the third item off of our pandemic checklist: buy machines. Back in March, we only had 3 machines when I got that email to stop the deliveries. Today, we have 19 machines, and by the end of this year, that number will be 50. While it was very hard to continue on as I kept hearing no's, trying and trying again is what made the difference. Thanks.